How does an 18-year-old college football player go to an island with friends for a holiday weekend and never come home? This is the story of Nolan Xavier Wells, a young man his family and community remember as a peacemaker who never had a bad day. On July 4th, Nolan joined the holiday crowds, heading out on a boat with friends for a trip to the coast. They anchored here at Horn Island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. By all accounts, the morning began as a standard summer outing. But when the boat eventually returned to the mainland, Nolan was not on it. Friends claimed he chose to stay behind to talk to a girl, believing he could easily find another ride back later that evening. While local authorities initially leaned into the narrative of a tragic accident or a voluntary stay, the family immediately realized the explanation defied basic logic. The official story began to crumble when it was revealed the friends had returned from the island carrying Nolan's personal belongings. The group had his phone and his keys. For a teenager in the digital age, being separated from these items is an immediate red flag. There is no logical reason an 18-year-old would willingly strand himself on a remote island, with no way to call for help and no confirmed way home. After a frantic search by his family, Nolan's body was discovered along the shore of the island 2 days later. By accepting a narrative that was physically impossible from the start, local authorities created a vacuum of justice, forcing a grieving family to launch an investigation of their own. As the family began their search for the truth, they uncovered severe discrepancies in the boat's physical timeline. New GPS data shows the boat arrived at 11 a.m. and departed at 4:31. But at 4 p.m., dispatch records show the operator called for help, stating the bilge pump failed and the boat was taking on water. This raises a disturbing question. Why would a group leave a friend behind on an island while actively fleeing in a sinking boat? The digital trail is equally fractured. Crucial messages appear to have been deleted from Nolan's phone before it was handed over. Rumors of a pool party photo circulating online suggest Nolan might have been seen alive after the boat left the island, yet this lead remains unconfirmed by police. The volume of missing digital context and the contradictory timelines suggest that a passive investigative approach has allowed critical evidence to vanish. To challenge the local police department's handling of the case, the family hired attorney Ben Crump to demand transparency. The family ordered an independent autopsy to get the answers they were missing, but the results only revealed a deeper level of negligence. The independent pathologist discovered the state medical examiner had already removed Nolan's lungs and stomach, preventing a secondary examination. Shockingly, parts of Nolan's throat structures were also no longer available for the doctor to examine. Even with these critical organs missing, the pathologist noted unexplained red discoloration on the back of Nolan's head. With the throat structures already removed, the doctor could not legally rule out a neck injury as a contributing factor in Nolan's death. Through the glaring mishandling of the autopsy, the local system effectively destroyed the medical evidence needed to definitively prove how Nolan died. In this case, the pattern is unmistakable: missing keys, delinquent texts, a fractured timeline, and missing physical anatomy. The combination of these missing pieces transforms a tragic mystery into an indictment of institutional negligence. Because authorities failed to secure the evidence in the critical early hours, the full weight of the investigation has fallen entirely on a grieving family. The community is now calling for a federal investigation to bypass local authorities and provide a transparent review of the case. The family refuses to let the trail go cold. They are still searching for the truth, guided by the words of Nolan's mother, "I won't rest until I know what happened to my son."